Alright everyone, and this is just another episode of Rainey Talks, and today we're going to be looking at the last few weeks for Marske and off the field. Really sad story this one, because like you say, the club has really overachieved for the town over the last kind of 5 or 6 years to get where they are. But as always in football, it's just one of those money talks again and kind of financial struggles, which we're starting to see a lot now in the non-league system, which is really worrying for clubs, not now but going forward as well. And today we're going to be looking at kind of dates, statements that's been coming out, and hopefully end on a positive note for the club as well. So starting on the 30th of December, and that turned out to be Mark's final game of the season, which was a 2-0 loss to Morpeth. On the 2nd of January, we had Graham, Lee and Clark both leave to join Spennymoor. And it was at this point a lot of fans questioned kind of what is now the next steps. I know there's a lot of rumours at that time to say within the next few days there would be a statement coming out to say that was kind of it for the club and what the next steps would be. And that's kind of where it led to. So on the 4th of January, we had a club statement that came out. And there's a few bits to go over. I mean, obviously it came out to say that they have been obviously living above the means, punching above the weight, like we touched on at the start of the show, massive overachievement the last few seasons. But also they went on to talk about obviously finances and travel, obviously their extra buses that they've got to put on to travel a further away distance, players' wages, maintenance costs, like you say, things around the ground. It doesn't come cheap these days. As well. They also touched on the money raised. Obviously they did put a statement out to try and raise 120,000 to try and keep the season going, which they couldn't achieve. Like I say, it was a massive kind of total that they had to get within so little time. It was just hoping for, like you say, someone local with some money to hopefully come in and put a massive donation in, but it just never came. And like you say, they did go through the total that was raised, kind of thanked everyone for the efforts that they put in, which I think was really nice. As well, but unfortunately it was some bad news to end on to say that the season couldn't be finished because the 120,000 wasn't. But obviously the next steps were mentioned, obviously where the money was going to go to, and they finally ended on with the very sad note to say they had sent the request to resign from the league this season. So where does that leave Marske? So going forward now, it's all about rebuilding, which was really nice to see in the statement to say that wasn't it for Marske. I think a lot of people expect to say that was it. No more Marske, no more going forward, no more coming back. But it was nice to see in the statement to say that wasn't the end, that they are going to regroup, rebuild and come forward, which is always nice to see. Like you say, a great club, Marske, so that'll be really good as well. And I do really feel sorry for the fans of Marske, like you say, them die hard who will be going to the Marske games way home every single week that won't have the football. But all I can say to them is just keep following. I know they've still got the reserve team, the junior teams. Just plug away for the next kind of 5 or 6 months, get to the summer, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll see you back in the Northern League as well and rebuild from there. But never give it on the football club. Keep going along, supporting the lads and helping as much as you can to get the group and get the team, get the club, everyone rebuild up as well. Like you say, still got the junior clubs going, still got the reserves, so a lot of things still going on social media, which is nice. It's not to say that the social media will just stop as of now. They're going to be still putting things on there, which is really good to see as well. But it's also keeping everyone involved. I mean, at the moment on the Facebook page, social media, Twitter and stuff like that, since obviously the news has broke, there's fans forums in place, there's meetings coming up. They're having a farewell night of the players and management, which I think is really nice. Nice touch of the club, even though they are struggling to still put something on like this for the players. That's helping to get the positions where they have in the league over the last couple of seasons, which is really nice as well. But all I can say from obviously the North East Non-League show, we honestly wish Marske, the very best of luck going forward in the season, for next season, I know the next steps could be Northern League Division 2, but hey, at least you've still got a league possibly to play in. I know some clubs have kind of said, right, that's it, and that's been the end. So hopefully, like you say, come next season, all get back together, regroup, and hopefully playing some football in the Northern League Division 2. I know it must be really sad for fans. I mean, over the last couple of days, you've just seen managers leaving, obviously through Graham Lee to Spennymoor, Clark then leaving, and then it's nearly every day now we've seen a single player kind of coming out of the club. And it's just sad to see so much good talent leaving, where, like you say, not getting any money from it as well, which is the most disappointing thing. Really sad to see. But like you say, just how football goes at the moment. If you've got the money, you're doing well. If you haven't, no one seems to care, which is, it's really harsh at times. And it's just, I think a lot of clubs now are going to be really struggling to going forward, and they're going to have to put plans in place to make sure that they can't just go season by season, that they've got to have a plan to make sure there's enough funds there to get through 5 seasons, through 10 seasons, because these are football clubs, and not just for, like you say, for the football team itself. It's a community, it's a hub, it's where everybody goes to watch the football, We need them in the community, so please everyone still stick it going along to these teams. They need our support, so please keep supporting them as much as you can as well. But finally, like I say, I just want to say we wish Marske the very best of luck going forward in the future. Anyone that's watching, what's your thoughts on the situation at Marske? Get your comments in below, and if you haven't already,